back to Book Talking, where I help you find your next read. My name is Lauren, and this week we have a theme for your picture books. It is spring after all, so here are 5 springtime picture books for children. Our first book this week is Spring for Sophie by Yael Verber, illustrated by Jen Hill. Sophie is getting a bit impatient for spring to arrive, and she asks her parents how she can tell when spring is on its way. Her mom and her dad tell her she can use her ears to listen for when birds start chirping. She can use her nose to tell when the air smells like earth and rain. And Sophie even comes up with her own way that she can taste spring. I love this story because it has beautiful illustrations and of course provides readers with the opportunity to discuss the changes in seasons as well as our 5 senses. It's a story we can all relate to living in Ontario and waiting each year for the arrival of spring. And this story would be perfect for fans of stories where children are observing changes in nature, like Goodbye Autumn, Hello Winter by Keenard Pack. This is Spring for Sophie. Next up, we have Nesting by Henry Cole. This is a simple, delicate story about the life of a robin, which we see a lot of in springtime. From building nests, laying eggs, and fighting off predators, Nesting tells the story of nature and survival. And when you think of springtime, images might come to your mind of blooming, colorful flowers, or even green fields. And that's why I love this book so much, because it's all black and white, and the only color is robin's egg blue. But the illustrations are richly detailed, really fun to look at close up, and makes for a really great story. This book would be a good choice for fans of stories about animals and what they get up to in nature, like A Perfect Day by Lane Smith, which also has detailed and delicate illustrations. This is Nesting. Our third picture book this week is Spring Song by Barbara Suling, illustrated by Greg Newbold. This story asks questions about what different animals do when the snow melts, the ground warms, and buds appear on trees. Readers are in for such a treat because the illustrations in this book are made with acrylic paint and they are so richly detailed. They're beautiful. This is also a great choice for young children because there are questions on every other page and the questions are answered in rhyme. So it's a great interactive story. For fans of stories about all kinds of animals and rhymes that are great for reading out loud, like In the Small, Small Pond by Denise Fleming, check out Spring Song. Next up, we have Mouse's First Spring by Lauren Thompson, illustrated by Bouquet Erdogan. This is a sweet springtime story about Mouse and their mama who go outside to play and see all kinds of creatures, from butterflies and birds to frogs and worms. There is lots of repetition in this book, so perfect for children. There are different color fonts to emphasize different words, as well as some really fun descriptions to describe the creatures in this story, like Heidi and Sidey for a snail. There are more books in the Mouse's First series, so if you like this one, you can check those out. This would be perfect for readers who enjoy stories about animals in different seasons, like Tree by Britta Teckentrup. Check out Mouse's First Spring. Last but not least this week, we have Finding Spring by Karen Berger. Maurice the bear is bursting with excitement at the arrival of his first spring, but his mama tells him that he has to have a long sleep first, but he's just too excited, so he goes outside of the den. He asks some of the other animals in the woods if they can help him find spring, but they're not much help. But then he thinks he's found it. He's found spring. Or is he confusing it with something else? I like this story for a couple of reasons. Number one, it provides readers with a fun story and many topics to discuss, like hibernation, seasonal changes, and animal life. And number two, I don't know how well you can see in the video, but these illustrations are amazing. They're made using ephemera like old books, receipts, and even ticket stubs to create beautiful collages. And you'll want to get a close-up look to see for yourself. This would be a great choice for fans of seasonal stories about eager animals like Fletcher and the Falling Leaves by Julia Rawlinson. This is Finding Spring. Thank you so much for joining me for this springtime edition of Book Talking. You can find all of these great picture books and so much more at Aurora Public Library. See you soon and happy reading.